Hi, everybody. This is SAAD. Those of you who follow my public engagement know that I often weigh in on thought policing, campus lunacy, social justice warrior behavior, political correctness, and all of the other downstream effects that are associated with such cancerous mindsets. What is important, though, is to take a moment and mark when a victory, a sizable victory, is achieved against these enemies of reason. Some of you may have heard about the recent case between social justice warrior central Oberlin College. By the way, those of you who may not remember, this is the place where the actress Lena Dunham, who is a alumnus of that school, was very upset that Oberlin College was engaging in cultural appropriation because they were serving sushi and banh mi, Vietnamese sandwiches, and so on. So this is a real lunatic place. Of course, not all, many of the students are lovely, but of course it is a place that has fostered this kind of nonsense. In any case, Oberlin College was sued by Gibson's Bakery. This is a bakery that has been in that community for well over 150 years, if I remember correctly the details. And 3 black students had gone in trying to get some alcohol. Then one of them was caught shoplifting, and the shoplifter was confronted by a person working at the bakery. And then the 3 students assaulted the person in question. Police was called, and then the next day, I guess, I'm not exactly sure when it happened, demonstrations began happening because the person who stopped the shoplifters, who was assaulted, was racist because the bakery was engaging in systemic racism and racial profiling and so on, even though the 3 students in question pled guilty and admitted that there was no racial motivation behind the whole episode. Oberlin themselves were part of the hysteric mob. They helped organize these things. The dean of students was a central figure in pushing the narrative that Gibson's, is basically the KKK. And the Gibson's owners were not going to take it. They decided to fight back, filed a lawsuit, and they recently were awarded first an $11 million settlement and then an additional $33 million. So for a total of $44 million. So, of course, I receive many emails and messages and comments from people saying, well, how can we help? Fight back. Don't sit idly. Now, there are many different ways to fight back, so I can't give you a singular response. But what I can tell you is, at the very least, when the first bifurcation in your decision tree is you can either accept the reality or not. If you decide or not, then you fight back. Fighting back could be as minimal as speaking out in class when your professor says something that is certainly worthy of challenge. You don't have to be impolite, but you can say, wait a second, really? You don't believe that sex differences exist? How so? So in other words, rather than being worried that you should not say something because you might upset the professor or upset your student cohorts, you speak out. No, I won't accept that Trump is a Nazi. Explain to me why he is going to end democracy. Challenge the positions. You could do that on Facebook. You can do that on Twitter. You can do that when speaking to your husband or wife. You could do that in your classroom. So what I'm saying is there isn't a singular strategy for fighting back against the lunacy. It's an ideological war. It's a battle of ideas that is fought everywhere. It's fought in all trenches, all street corners, all social media contexts. And so the very least that you could do is contribute to the battle of ideas. In this case, Gibson's Bakery decided, no, we will not have our reputation damaged. We will not allow Oberlin to destroy our lives, destroy our businesses. We are not racist. You don't have the right to destroy someone's life simply because you want to virtue signal that you are so anti-racism. there is a repercussion to you being an enemy of reason, to being a murderer of truth. And in this case, there are 44 million rewards. Although I think, from what I understand, the judgment might be lowered given certain laws in that state. But nonetheless, they fought back and won. So, be a honey badger, fight back. Have a good weekend, everybody. Cheers.